Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome back to Find Love or Die Trying. We have not yet died yet in this game, but also a question to you for you to comment down below is, what is your favourite character in the game so far, excluding the developer because you can't vote out of your own children. So our potential dates of this first playthrough is Violet and Scarlet, and since we already dated Scarlet the second time, we now got to pick Scarlet. We didn't even have a choice. How much did you drink last night, Cat? Yeah, she had a whole bottle. Whatever, I knew that. Just testing you, duh. Right, alright, let's get this second date with Scarlet started. Ooh. Well, someone tell the world to stop spinning like a little blank. Or maybe you should. Yeah, if our life is on the line is decided by this drunken, so far, not at this point in time, idiot, then okay. I'm not too sure on what's going to happen. She may drunkenly decide to end our lives here. I found Scarlet out for a stroll outside the mansion. She seemed a little down. Why is that? Hey Scarlet, you doing okay? Jeez. It's just you, Flare. You almost gave me a heart attack. You're not the one whose life is on the line here, for goodness sakes, by drunkard cat. Sorry, I didn't mean to. It's not your fault. I'm just a bit on edge after the whole zombie date thing, whatever it was. It was certainly a unique date. I guess I'm feeling a little sad about all of that. Don't be so down. That was yesterday. Well, no, that was 2 days ago. This is today. Why? You saved everybody. But she put them all in that state in the first place. We wouldn't have needed to save anybody if it weren't for me. Yeah, you hit that right. Do not worry about it. Let's not go to the second option about at least you fix the situation. Don't worry about it. We all make mistakes, Scarlet. Don't worry about it anymore. Most people don't make mistakes that turn everybody into zombies. No, only you could say that, for goodness sakes. That is such a unique predicament that nobody else will be able to put forward. Well, yes, but hey, it makes for good TV. Which, inadvertently, is pretty good for keeping me alive. But I'll keep quiet on that. Besides, you did it because you were trying to help me get my memories back. That means more to me than I can say. I'm sorry I couldn't do it. If it's okay with you, I'll try again, and I'm sure this time let's not worry about that for now. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. For now, I just want to get to know you better, Scarlet. That does not involve the zombification date. Zombification. We got interrupted by zombies last time, to say the least. Care to join me in making up for some lost time? That would be fantastic. There's somewhere I'd like to go if it's okay with you. Lead the way. You won't regret it. I might regret it. At least I think you won't. Should I be worried? Come on, let's go. She grabbed my hand and pulled me along with her. Who could say no to a girl who could turn you into a zombie? I have many questions about this particular kind of logic, but we'll look past that for this point in time. We need to play the entirety of the game if... Oh. So... There is a nightclub inside this game. I imagine that this is the place. There's a nightclub in the mansion? Okay. There is now. I made it myself. How? Granted, I use it more as a testing ground than a real nightclub, but the staff really wanted something to blow off steam in. And okay, I cheated a little bit. I made a robot that made the nightclub for me, but it still counts. Because you needed to program the robot, etc. So therefore, I think you're probably the first person to ever say something like that. Also, I didn't know you knew how to build robots. That is amazing! Hell yeah, it's cool. I get the feeling that building things to make people happier was what I enjoyed the most before I came here. What do you mean by that? Exactly, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me, Scarlet. I'm all ready for the absolute worst. You already gave me zombies, let's see what else you can give me. Actually, maybe you're one person who would. Maybe it's worth a shot. Could she be like me? There's so much of my life I can't remember for some reason. I couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. There was a lot of broken people after the war in New Asia. This is a fictional world? Not just broken bones and missing limbs, but shattered minds. People trapped in their own heads. I was told I had a gift for research, a gift that might help those people be able to reclaim their lives. So I finished school early and got my PhD. I led a task force dedicated to helping the survivors. Did turn into a flopper though. We helped them forget their most painful, most traumatic memories and move on. The thing is though with traumatic memories, yes, we would rather not have them with us. At any given time, we would rather not have the horrific, most traumatic moments in our lives in our head because we keep recounting them on a day-to-day basis. But if it wasn't for those memories, we would not be the people that we are today. Painful, yes, but they're important in their own ways. We would rather have positive memories than only that. It was my life's work, you know. But now, I can't remember what it was, how it worked, if we even got anywhere with our research. To be completely honest, I can't really remember how I got here either. Does that account to all of the other people? I'm sorry to ask, but how on earth did that happen? If I knew before, I definitely don't know now. Maybe the testing got dangerous and I wasn't willing to test on someone else. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. The crazy thing is, I went from that to being on some kind of dating show. What the hell? I guess it does sound pretty weird. Everything here seems pretty weird. And the idea of getting married in 1 week? Who wrote this? An idiot? I couldn't help but laugh. But what do I even have to lose at this point? I wouldn't look at it that way. I can't remember anything either, but I'm alive. As long as I'm alive, I've got everything to lose and everything to gain. An optimist, huh? That's worth something. Thanks, I guess you'd understand better than anyone. Like, what do you plan to do after this is all over? I don't know. I don't even know where I live because my memories were erased. Or perhaps I didn't even have a past to begin with. Maybe my life started on the plane. And somehow I knew my English. Honestly, I don't know. I want my memories back. But if I can't get them back, I just try to make the best of things. Recreate memories. Not recreate, but create memories. That's some plan. Stop with the time poking out. I'm still working the details out. Give me a break. At least you remember some things. I can't even remember my name at first. You got me beat there. Excuse me? We talked for hours about how we both felt about our situations. Come on, where's the multiple choice scenario? Where's the thing that could make or break our lives here? The good things, bad things about forgetting who you are. We laughed about forgetting the embarrassing moments that probably plagued others for a lifetime. We lamented the moments that truly made a life worth living, the moments that made your life unique. It's nice to have someone that understands. You know, I've got a silly idea, if you're interested. Let's hear it. Getting engaged in a week is stupid, and a person who agreed to that is even stupider than that. But I think I'd say yes if it were you, Flare, if only to see where life goes with someone like you. But shh, let me finish. Regardless of who you ask on the last day, I'd like to be your friend in the times to come, sorry. If you'll be mine, I can't remember the last time I had a friend to just talk to about how I feel. I think this was the first time, but I felt a little better about what happened. I want you to feel better about the past too. I don't want you to feel alone in this world. It's sad enough, you know. Hugs in the chat. Or in the comments, sorry. It's not even a live stream, this is a local recording and then uploaded with a bit of editing. And maybe I'm just being foolish, but who knows? Maybe if we're still in each other's lives after all this, we'll be able to help each other take back the lives we've wanted. What do you say? I was thinking the same thing, Scarlett. I'm glad, but how to say? I'd still prefer if you pick me. What can I say? I'm a bit competitive. On second thought, I'm very competitive. Just saying, but out of all the girls, I'm the best educated, have the most illustrious career, won first place in the National New Asian Science Exhibition, and I laughed out loud as she listed her accomplishments one by one. She makes angry faces at me in mock anger. But most of all, I want you to have a happy life, and I think someone else might get it wrong. We spent the rest of the evening enjoying each other's company. The laughter and smiles never stopped, and she never let go of my hand during our walk. Okay, that's a bit creepy. There was not even a multiple choice in that scenario, for goodness sakes. I was feeling too restless after today's date to wait in my room, so I went for a walk downstairs. I wonder if this is where the multiple choices. I decided to walk to the kitchen and open the fridge, and alas, turned out there were some leftover cookies that Violet and I had made together. So this is where the story kind of diverges because of the characters that you selected prior. Whereas I think all of them in the kitchen beforehand. No, wait, that was still diverging because they commented about the mess that we made in the kitchen. Yeah, thanks, Alan. I grabbed a few and wolfed them down. Delicious. Got a case of the midnight munchies? No, there's no munchies on this label. Just cookies. But I do know what you mean. I was just referring to the brand munchies. I figured I'd do my civil duty and help finish the cookies Violet and I made. Right, only a good Samaritan would finish all the cookies so no one else would have to make that sacrifice. Exactly, I'm the suitor. I'm the only one of my gender in this goddamn building. Actually, aside from the brothers. But that's besides the point. I'm the only main character that is... Actually, which gender are we? Are we male, female, non-binary? That wasn't put into the game. Anyways, I'm just too good of a person. I know, it gets me in trouble. Okay, let's just set it as suitor. We're the only suitor here. So we're suited for this scenario. I know that's a bad joke. Anyway, I've been meaning to talk to you. What's up? How'd your date with Scarlet today go? It went awesome! Who the hell would select air? It was amazing. I feel like I really got to know the real Scarlet today. For the first time, I feel like I've truly been understood. I'm glad to hear that, Flare, really. Scarlet puts on a front that's nothing like how she really is. And I'm glad you can see behind it. She must really trust you. I'm glad she does, believe me. More importantly though, Scarlet's fanbase has been ravenous for new content. For what I saw, you delivered today. I'm a solid 85% sure you won't wake up in a torture chamber tomorrow morning. Good job, thanks. But the 15% still puts me on edge, you know. 85% attack moves and Pokemon still miss quite likely. Because that 15% resonates more strongly than 85% of success. Honestly, I prefer if it's 99.9. Thanks. Anyway, you're probably safe for at least another day thanks to the ongoing rivalry between Violet and Scarlet. They both end with T, by the way, so I think I already made that joke in the last episode. The stakes are rising, and so are our precious ratings, so without further ado, it's time for Phase 3. You've only got one date left with each of them before the final day, so make them count. You're not out of the woods just yet. Well done, boss. Alright, good. Well, I need to get back for... preparing for tomorrow's show. And you better rest up for tomorrow. You only get one third date with a girl, right? Thanks. Sounds good to me, Cat. Or the only third date that I remember. It's like in the Simpsons movie. This is the worst day of my life. The worst day of your life. Sorry, the worst day of your life so far. First date, third date, I don't know. Good night, Cat. I haven't even had my first in my life, and thanks for the help. I realise I'd probably be screwed without you. Anyways, I was about to go very, very naughty there and say in what way. Don't thank me yet. Exactly. I walked back to my room and plopped on my bed. Let's see, time to get some shut-eye. Time to hit the hay. Alright, we're out of the manager. Next stop, the beach. I told you the staff won't suspect a thing. That's because nobody's been stupid enough to try to escape till now. Maybe people should have been a little more stupid a little sooner. Easier said than done. She grabbed my hand and pulled me along. Is this from the perspective of Scarlet because she also grabbed my hand? We'll go through the forest. Come on. We ran through the forest as if the devil were chasing us. The truth was not far from it. Okay, I can see the pillar now, and the boat. We're this close to getting out of here. She always puts on her bravest face when she was afraid. We're going to make it, right? Of course, the boat's just a little further and no one's on our tail. I can't believe it. We're finally getting out of here. We're finally going to leave. We shouldn't shout that out. About time, if you ask me. I've dreamt of this moment every day since. Who knows how long we've been trapped here by now. Well, I never thought I could escape till I got to know you. And laughed. You're giving me too much credit. I've only known you for about 2 days, actually. Find any other sane person, and they would have told you the same things. Sane people didn't try to escape with me, so that makes you insane. I wouldn't have stayed sane if it weren't for you, though. She laughed. That was my favourite sound, the sound of laughter, and the sound of joy. Cries of joy as well. Let's get back to matters at hand. We both know that this is where the rubber meets the road. Yeah, now it's just a mad dash to the finish. You ready to run? No. I'm kidding, let's go. Now that sounds like Auden, because she runs. That favourite sound of mine once more. I hope it's not the last time I hear it. Episode 5. 3rd time's a charm. I mean, good things do come in 3s. So where's the other possible date then? The next day I woke up to the sound of an explosion outside. What the bloody hell's going on? I ran outside as fast as I could. What the... The first thing I saw was Scarlet and black smoke emanating from the ground near her. What the hell did you try to do out here, Scarlet? Oh, hey there, Flare. Nice weather we're having, huh? No, it's bloody raining. Raining success! Hey, Scarlet, you okay? I'm pretty good, all things considered. I've been experimenting again on trying to bring back people's memories without the whole monkey zombie bit. I figured if you and I ever, well, you know, I'd want us to know everything about each other. No secrets. I like that, Scarlet. Thanks. I'll let you know if I make any progress with that. Where's Violet? Ugh, gotta clean this up. Give me a minute and then we can head to the forest. I've been made to spend some time there since I got to this island. Sounds good by me. We don't even get a choice by this? Great. We don't even get a goddamn choice and she gives us that tongue look again. We walk together through the forest hand in hand. Talking about things we do after we get off this island. Talking about everything and anything. Actually, we could just be here for the morning we get back to the mansion in the afternoon so we could set up our date. After we're off this island, whatever happens, do you maybe want to catch a movie together? Sure, but why a movie? You can laugh, but there's a part of me that just wants to be with a regular girl for a day. I wants to be a regular girl for a day. That's something I could never forget. And I'd like it if I could be that way. With you. What do you say? I'd like that. Yay. Scarlett did a little dance of happiness. We spend the rest of the morning together in the woods enjoying each other's company and maybe a little more than that, for goodness sake. Somehow in the middle of it all I forgot what kind of show I was on in the first place. It was just me and her. In this moment more than ever I was glad to be alive. I can still smell fresh air. Morning, Flare! Time sure flies. The show is almost over and you'll be able to go back to your regular life soon. Whatever life we had at the beginning, for goodness sakes, Cat, because you erased our memories so that you can further lure us into this false sense of security. No idea if that's gonna have any less headaches, though. Who knows? Depends on how much wine you drank. It also depends if you mix wines as well, because it's not good to mix wines. As strange as it sounds, I've had some fun here. The whole getting murder thing isn't great, but it hasn't been all bad. I did mention that other person would kill to be in your position. What other person are you referring to? On second thought, they definitely haven't thought it through enough. Probably not. Well, back to business, time to pick who you go on your first third date with. Who's the unlucky soulmate candidate today? Obviously, it's going to be... Why Scarlet? Oh yeah, but Scarlet's name's first because she is alphabetically first. Violet. You didn't let me down, Flare. I had my doubts with Violet at first, but now I can see why she's the audience favourite. Don't mess it up. Thanks. Wouldn't dream of it. Great. Just fantastic. Hello, I found Violet in the same place I met her. She was taking out a fresh batch of cookies from the oven, minus the throwing of doughs, or batter, sorry, in this case. Morning, Violet! I slid next to her and grabbed one of the cookies in one smooth motion. Hot! I flung the cookie into my mouth anyways. Despite the heat, I love the taste. Worth the pain! Worth the excruciating, skin-tearing pain! Damn, that was delicious. Wait a moment, you silly goose. You never fail to make me laugh, Flare. I quite admire that. I did a mocking bow with my arms behind my back and put on my best fancy accent. The pleasure's all mine, milady. Stop, you. I wolfed down another cookie, hell yeah. You do know these are for sharing with everyone, right? I'm part of everyone, what's the problem? Well, it's best to eat with friends, don't you think? We laughed together at the bit we were performing. That reminds me, Flare. What's up, Violet? It's come to my attention that this will be ending quite soon. Yeah, it is. Do cheer me up, please. Do cheer up. I don't intend to feel sorry for myself. Instead, I want to use the time that we have left here to do something I've always longed to do. And what would that be? What I want is to go on a date. The kind that... Get away, Fly. That normal people go on. The kind that I've only read about. Having a picnic, watching a movie at the theatre, long walks on the beach, even something crazy. Like a paint night? I've never heard of a paint night before. And then we can watch the sunset go down together and it'd be so romantic. Her enthusiasm was adorable. She was practically bouncing around the room like a ping pong ball. I think we can make that happen. Can we now? Which one? Why not all of them? She's got the most beautiful smile, damn. Really? You've got to be kidding me. There's not enough hours in the day in order to make all of that happen. You can count on me, Violet. I'll make it happen. For the both of us. Yay! She did a little cheer and dance. Gosh, I can't stop smiling looking at her. That said, I have no idea what to do. Guess this'll be touch and go. You know, when I usually encounter rich people in a game, they're usually very arrogant people who likes to step all over other people that they don't like. Particularly anyone that is not within their wealth status, their rich status. But Violet's an exception. She may be incredibly rich, but she is a wonderful person to be around. It wouldn't be fair if you figured out everything. Let me handle the picnic. She pulled out a basket from behind her and care to join me in the lovely outdoors. Well, it is sunny. I mean raining. No, actually it is sunny. It's raining about 200 miles away though. I wouldn't miss it for the world, Violet. And then we go off to our lovely scenic... Oh, that is a gorgeous view. I mean the picnic basket, obviously. So what do we have here in this picnic basket? We have sausages, obviously. Or was there something else there in the middle portion? I can't quite make out. The only thing I can make out is that there are sandwiches and some rolls in there. Not sushi rolls, but... No, they're wraps. And lettuce. I still think the middle portion of sausages. And I can't quite make out what is in the left two small squares. But they're flavorings nonetheless. Okay, I missed a portion there. We walked outside for a while, then set to a lovely spot with a nice mix of shade and sunlight for our picnic. Wait, did the text box just move up there? The way her silver caught the sunlight, it was enough to make you believe in angels. She was so dazzling and beautiful, and I just want to let her know that life is going to be okay. Dig in, I brought plenty. Please don't hold yourself back. I've got to be the luckiest person alive. Save that talk for after you try this. I'm letting you have the first bite. Thanks! Should I be worried? I smiled as she mock pouted. Just kidding. She laughed and smiled as she spoon-fed me a delicious egg roll. Got it! I'm the luckiest person alive! Not just because the food's delicious, but because you're here next to me, Violet. You made this week so special. I feel the same way, Flare. And there is more where that came from. You're absolutely right. I've got something prepared for just the two of us next. You owe me one, Flare. Excuse me? We enjoyed the delicious food and conversation over the rest of the afternoon. Thanks. Thanks, Intercom, for disrupting my thought process and allowing somebody to audibly hear us that's not us and yourself. We walked back to the mansion hand in hand, smiling all the way. Aha. And then next stop, the only movie theatre on the island, but I guess Terror will be here as well. I didn't know we had a room like this in the mansion. Didn't you come in here to lecture Tara about soup preparation ideas? Maybe that was just a kitchen, but I swear it was in here as well. I'm not surprised. Tara's pretty oh, for goodness sakes, territorial about this room, from what I've seen and heard. But right now, it's our own very own private movie theatre. I did little jazz hands at the TV. We made a pun there. Violet clapped as if I just put on a performance of a lifetime. I made a dramatic bow, then took a look at what movies we had in store. Let's see, we have rom-coms, fantasy, medieval, movies, war movies, a few superhero movies, and last but not least, a horror movie. I put on rom-com. From what Violet was saying earlier, this would definitely be her favourite. I started the movie, then went back and sat next to Violet with my arm around her. The story was about a girl who moved to a place called New York to become a writer, falls in love with a boy she meets there, and eventually realises her dream and her love. It wasn't anything special, but Violet was thoroughly entranced for the whole movie. Me, I was more entranced by her. After the credits rolled, Violet practically burst into tears. Aww, it was the best movie I've ever seen in my whole life. My whole life, and I get to share it with a very special person. Then how about we take a scene you liked from a movie and turn it into a painting? Oh my gosh, you didn't! Just wait right there, here for a second. Have we got two eels? Okay. Easels? I had no idea where to find art supplies, but I knew if there was anyone who could, it was Cat. Cat, I think you know the stitch. You got some nerve putting this together at the last minute, but I like that about you. 4. Set up everything they need for a paint night in the main hall of a mansion. Stat. Oh man, I just finished my shift. Wait, wasn't 4 the one that turned into a monkey zombie? Even better, you got free time for this. And so we started painting on canvases in the main hall. I think I'll paint a picture of... you know what we're going to pick, right? I know we're not going to paint a picture perfect of Violet, not Scarlet, for goodness sakes. Violet and I watching a movie together. Violet and I watching a movie together. This counts, right? What are you painting, Flare? I'm painting a picture of us watching the movie together. It's the most beautiful scene from the movie, you know? It'd be a shame not to capture it. You are quite the flirt, you know that? But I like that about you. Her smile could melt the coldest heart. So which scene are you painting, Violet? I'm drawing the scene where the girl runs out in the rain to tell the boy that she loves her. It was just so romantic. But she could have changed the imagery of the boy and girl to be us two. She sighed like a love-struck teenager. I could tell she was putting her whole heart into her painting. She captured the scene perfectly. As for me, let's just say I was more focused on making the people have the right number of heads, and was working from there. Okay. An hour or so later, we finished and compared our final artworks. She's an incredibly talented artist, me, not so much. That was embarrassing. Look at my stick figures. But man, it was worth it just to see her smile and break into laughter. Her laughter was interrupted by a gargle from her stomach. Mother would punish me for sure if she heard me make that sound, but who cares now exactly? Mother's not here to punish me. Violet was unstoppable at this point. Hell yeah, is it time for dinner? I do believe it is. And... oh, we're here again? Are we going to have meatballs again? I volunteered to cook, but she wants to go back to the restaurant that we went to on our first date, so we did. Apparently she was trying too hard to be a prime and proper back then, and didn't actually get to eat as much as she wanted. She ate up a storm. Almost literally, almost. We spent dinner wolfing down delicious food without caring the world and laughing about scenes in the movie in our little artsy adventure. Then finally, we went for the long-awaited walk on the beach, which is good. We held hands as we walked along the ocean. The waves of the ocean seemed to play music for us as we skirted by. At times we talked without end. At other times we enjoyed each other's company and warmth in silence. Either way, we were as happy as can be. We talked about how the past, the present and future were so different than before because of each other. You know, Flare, if you ask me to marry you right now, without a doubt, I'll accept. I know it sounds quite crazy to say that in such a short period of time. Exactly, people don't usually make these kind of decisions this quickly within their relationship or friendship. We're still in the getting to know each other, which is like the friendship phase of things in life, you know, 3 whole days of each other. Like, that doesn't warrant from being total strangers to getting to know each other and then being in a relationship. It doesn't work like that. She kissed me passionately with everything she had, and what came next was the perfect ending to our love date. Come closer. Yes, so about that. After today's date with Violet, I decided to take a stroll around the mansion. And the night was clear as could be. A light breeze made it just a bit chilly, but not enough that I'd need to put on more. I found myself fixating on the moon without thinking. I thought I'd find you here. What do you mean? Why is that? Just a gut feeling. You just know. Yeah, exactly. The island-wide surveillance system. That's how. Not the gut feeling, for goodness sakes, cat. Just be honest. You're doing okay? Yeah, I'm just thinking. I can't believe the show's almost over. It didn't really feel real early. So, okay, there we go. Time sure flies, doesn't it? You've only got the last 3rd date with Scarlett tomorrow, sorry, then the final ceremony on the day after. If we get to live on that day, that is. Speaking of which, how was your date with Violet today? It was awesome. What do you mean, alright? It was fan-dabby-dozy. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Being with Violet makes me feel like we're on top of the world. Somehow she takes my breath away with how cool she can be, and at the same time makes me laugh like a child alongside her. I had no idea that I'd fall for her so hard after our first meeting, but I couldn't help myself. And now, what I want the most, to make her the happiest woman in the world. Now, that's what I like to hear. I had my doubts at first, but you two really stole the show. And with good reason. I feel like our viewers got to see a glimpse of what your lives together would be like. Maybe the mess in the kitchen won't be from the dough next time. Cat, would you just get your mind out of the gutter, please? No comment. Exactly. Who knew that 3 dates were all you needed to figure out if a marriage would last? If this TV gig didn't work out, maybe I should become a marriage counselor. Anyway, I'd love to stay in chat, but I've got to get some work done tonight so I to prep for the ending of the show. Thanks. You know what? I could use some company, and it's not like you were up to anything. Kat reached out her hand to me. I put my hand in hers on instinct. With her hand in mine, she pulled me with her to, of course, the library. Now you're probably wondering why I bring you here of all the places. You like to read? Well, yes, but no, actually. There's no internet for us goons, so here's what we store most of our information. Oh, where we store most of our information. Records of every single run of a show, building and security details, guard schedules, and most importantly, salary records. It's hidden in plain sight as regular books. You need to know how to decipher them, though. They're pretty useless to the average person, okay? Interesting. And also a little unnecessary. Who is going to read a book? Oh, I knew the state of education was bad, but not this bad, thanks. It still doesn't answer why you brought me here. Well, you see, I have this lovely chair and table here that I do so love to work on. I don't like where this is going. And it's truly, truly exhausting for me to get up from this lovely arrangement to have to fetch each book I need to reference. So, you want me to grab your books for you so you can just stay here. I'm so glad you understand. And you know, I'm doing everything I can to keep you alive, and it's just a teeny tiny favour. Who else is going to steal the desk, though? I couldn't help but laugh at her mock pout. Sure, Cat, it's the least I can do for you putting me in this life and death situation in the first place. Great. Alright, to start, I need you to grab me the Princess of Averanda, 100 easy recipes for a Philosopher's Stone, and I regret everything. This must have been the 100th batch of books I've had to deliver. It's been hours. And how the hell she could read through all of them as well? Seriously, whoever designed the system should be shot. Wow, don't say that to Cat. I tried to read a few of the books I was delivering, but like Cat said, they just seemed like regular books. And that's a wrap. Thanks for the help, Flare. My arms aren't. I'll send you a thank you card for when you're off this island or something. If you survive, that is. At that rate, that was pretty much slave labour. I like to think of it as more of unpaid charity work. I'm still consider it as slave labour. You've got last date tomorrow. Don't mess it up. Thanks, I'm curious. What's the first thing you're going to do when you're out of here? Honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe try to figure out what my life was before, you know. That's a good start as any. Well, I've got to get back to editing. Night, Flare. See you, Cat. Guess I'll head back to my room and call it a night. Thanks. And still, the alarms were deafening. We planned for every possibility we could, but it wasn't enough. We made it to the ship, but it still wasn't enough. Our one saving grace, the ship, wouldn't start. Someone tampered with it, and there's no time to fix it. That's it then. I couldn't find the words to say. I love you. I love you too, Flare. I wish we could have met anywhere but here. She held me in her arms with the last of her strength. All there's left to do is wait. Goodbye. Love. Episode 6, Courting Call. Why? Waking up next to Violet felt like waking up next to an angel. We had walked back from the beach past midnight last night, so any rest we could get was very welcome. For several minutes, all I could do was watch her silver hair catch the sunlight. She was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Morning, Flare. Morning to you too, Violet. Do you mind if we just perhaps stay here for a spell? Not one bit. Fantastic. She rolled herself towards me and hugged me with all her strength. No take-backs. We laid together in the bed all morning, enjoying each other's warmth and company. I don't want this moment to end. I simply cannot wait until we leave here together, Flare. We will be the greatest partnership of all time. An empire like no other. I do like an ambitious woman. It's time for you to spend some time with another girl now. Yeah, sorry about that. It's in the contract. It's no matter. To bicker about this would be fruitless. It's the very nature of this show. Do entertain yourself with whoever's to date will be. But know that anything she could offer will pale to what a queen could. Like yourself, Queen Violet. Well, look who crawled out of an economy class airport toilet. And good morning to you too, Damien. Flare. Don't mind your boss. Don't mind him. Damien was just telling me the news. Your ratings are doing really well so far. At this rate, I really think you'll make it out of here. That's great news. I wouldn't celebrate just yet. Just because you've done well till now doesn't mean you won't jump the shark today. Your ratings as A need to be higher than they ever been, or you'll get axed. Axed, literally. If I'm around when your number's up, I guess we'll find that out together, won't we? Later. Sorry about him. He can be a little mean sometimes. A murderer threat is a little mean? Anyway, you ready for your last date with Scarlet? It's just its last date. Then tomorrow, it'll be the final ceremony. I'm ready as I'll ever be. Fantastic, then we'll start filming right away. Good luck, Flare. You need it. Thanks. Get you in a nice frame there, Cat. This might be the last time we're doing this together. You know, this kind of introductory to the day after lunch and stuff like that. Thanks, Cat. I owe you... No, I owe you. You owe me. It's time for my last date with Scarlet. Owe me once for the art. Owe me two for this particular occasion. I found Scarlet in the same place I met her. She was engrossed in a book with a pile of books next to her. They looked worn, as if they'd been read over and over through the years. Hey there, Scarlet. What you reading? Hi, Flare. Just an old fairy tale. Really? I'm surprised you'd read something that would throw science out the window. I'm a woman of varied tastes, of course. I quite like these stories, especially this one. Which one are you reading? It's called The Princess of Avaranda. Really? It's silly. I doubt you'd be interested in Try Me. I smiled at her, she smiled back at me in kind. Okay, I don't see why not. And there's a young girl, Nera, who was a princess of the kingdom of Alvaranda, which was far, far away from civilization, of course. Unlike other princesses before her, she had no time for politicking or parties. She spent all her time building all sorts of gadgets for her family and her friends. Like yourself, Scarlet. Like a robot dog that would eat the vegetables they didn't want to eat. But it gains no nutritional value. But then again, you don't need to waste it then. Oh, I gotta try my hand at this sometime. Scarlet giggled like a child. Nera has a blissfully happy childhood. She even falls in love with a commoner named Allura. Though her kingdom would never approve of their relationship, Nera and Allura never failed to see each other in secret every night by the crooked trees in the western forests, and they all lived in a crooked house on a crooked stile. But those days don't last. One day her mother, the queen, is taken by a witch, never to be seen again, and Nera is forced to become queen at the age of 16. In her mother's absence, Nera did her best to lead the kingdom, and for years it prospers. She's like no other leader they've had before. But secretly, she wants to leave. As queen, she has no more time for the things or people that she loved with all her heart. She cries every night alone, but she knows she can't. Too much responsibility falls on her. Then one day, Nera's cursed by the same witch that took her mother, and forgets everything. Her name, her family, her kingdom. Her lust for love, anyways. Everything except for Allura and her desire to leave. And so she leaves, and no one in the village ever sees her again. I won't bore you with the rest of the story, but thanks for listening till now. Oh, come on, believe me, Scarlet, I want to hear this to the end. Especially because you like it so much. I looked deep into her eyes, and I could tell just how much she loved the story. Well, there's really not much left, but... Well, Nera and Allura live a wonderful life in a neighbouring kingdom for many years. But one day she remembers everything, and rushes home, worrying for her people. When she gets there, she sees her people have been ruled by the very same witch who took her memory, and that her people no longer prosper the way they did under her rule. In anger, Nera confronts the witch on the border of Alvaranda. The witch takes off her cowl, revealing herself to be Nera's mother, the lost queen. Nera's mother gives her an ultimatum. She can return to ruling the kingdom, but she can never leave again. Or she can leave now and never come back. So once you get in, you can't come out, but once you go back out, you can't go back in. And that's where the story ends. You never get to know what choice Nera makes. That's quite the cliffhanger. Exactly. Isn't that where good stories have a mini conclusion? Because the next episode will be the answer to that cliffhanger. Oh, I don't know what happens next. Believe me, me too. I'm curious. What would you do in Nera's shoes? You know what? We're going to spice things up. We're going to pick the second choice here. And if we get the bad ending, then, well, that is just to be decided. I'd stay in the kingdom. I think I'd stay. Why is that? I mean, I can't just leave my people suffering like that. But I would never let Allura go. I'd find a way to make it work. You're a real romantic, aren't you? I'd love this story ever since I lost my memories. I'm sure I don't have a kingdom or anything, but sometimes you wonder, you know. Yeah, I get the same feeling too. That's just life, you know. You just have to keep moving forward. Yeah, you're right. I'm really happy that you're the one I get to move forward with, Flare. Me too, Scarlet. There's no one else I'd rather be with right now, right here. And speaking of right now, there's somewhere I want to bring you. Okay, where's that? I'll give you a hint. I've been thinking about this place ever since you mentioned that you loved fairy tales. Ah, the restaurant. Oh my gosh, that's Turtles down here. Turtles! She was practically dancing around the room, taking all the sights. It was impossible not to smile. I figured the Ocean Palace might be your thing. Scarlet practically jumped onto me and squeezed the life out of me in a deathly bear hug. This is wonderful, Flare. Thank you so much. You've made everything so special in ways I honestly couldn't believe, but you did it. And this is just the beginning, Scarlet. We're in this together. I heard Scarlet and kissed her on the lips. It was like an explosion of passion that set me on fire. She kissed me back and wrapped her arms around me. Always. What's with that tongue again? We looked deep into each other's eyes, then... Great. In a split second, the room became pitch black. I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face, much less Scarlet. Flare, looks like there's a blackout. Scarlet held my hand tight. Maybe she was afraid of the dark. I didn't have a chance to respond before I heard a rush of footsteps coming towards us in the dark. Something isn't right. Oh no! We were surrounded! A familiar voice cut through the short sides of me holding my breath. I'm sorry, Flare, you just didn't make the cut. We've got to get out of here. Just make it quick, please. I could hear the woman that voice belonged to walk away. I dashed to the table, pulling Scarlet along with me. What's going on? Who are... Just come with me. We've got to get out of... I didn't even make 5 steps before I was tackled down and cuffed behind my back. Flare! I screamed over her to run, but they made sure no sound could escape as they pinned me to the ground. Scarlet, you've got to run. Get out of here. Damn, it was no use. Even though she was just a few feet away, I was powerless to get an inch closer. They tackled her down in a second. I heard the clink of the cuffs as they dragged her away. I struggled with everything I had to get up, to save her, to run, for what felt like an eternity. Then, nothing. Great, I woke up on an operating table with kind of seen a nightmare. Blood splashed on the floor and the walls, the smell of disinfectant and rotting flesh. There was a nearby table, littered with metal instruments they could make anybody talk. My first instinct was to get up and get off it as fast as possible. But my neck, hands and legs were cuffed and pinned down in thick metal braces. I tried to force myself out with all my strength, but the braces didn't so much as budge. Hello? What's going on? Where am I? Scarlet, you there? All I heard back were echoes of my own screams. Wherever I was, this place must be massive. Of course. Cat was holding some kind of helmet, with thick wires intruding from the back of it. Don't worry, Scarlet is doing fine. She's just taking a little nap. Cat, what's going on? You've got to help me. I was just on my date with Scarlet when everything went dark and... You know bloody well that that Cat is involved in this. I know, Flare, I know. You did good, but not good enough. That's pretty much it. Would it make you feel better to hear that you're the best one yet? I don't care. Get me out of here. At this point, there's no point explaining. She placed a helmet on my head carefully, even if I wanted to stop her from doing so. The brace around my neck made it impossible to maneuver. Please, Cat, don't do this. I can hear the hum of a massive generator turning on behind me. She raised her hand, revealing a trigger switch with a single red button. I just want to get out of here. I want to get back to my life. Whatever it is, please. Not today, Flare. She pressed it. The sound of crashing waves, a world without time or colour. I'm back. This time, this is how I'm sitting in an audience, watching myself from afar. The escape had failed. I've been separated from her and captured. We really never had a chance, did we? I figured myself, praying that she's safe. If anything happened to her, for a moment, the world exploded with colour. Always a hero, aren't you, Flare? Will you shut up, Cat? Don't give me that lip. What did you do to her? You should be more worried about yourself. You knew the rules. If you tried to escape the irons, you die. It didn't have to be like this, you know. But you... I'm done talking. Goodbye, Flare. Oh, will you look at that? Looks like our little hero's got some life left in them. You know, Flare, you're in luck. What the hell is this about? Usually I'd just kill you for this, but a new opportunity just opened up, and I think you'd be the perfect fit. Hey, don't just lie there. Just 5 more minutes. You're the star of a show. You can't just sleep through it. Watch me. God, that's how you want to play? It's on. Ow. Great, we're back on the plane. Did you just hit me? What, me? Never in a million years. This again. Anyway, what was your name again? Oh, my name's... Oh, I can't remember my name. Really now? You've got to be joking. I'm dead serious. I can't remember a thing. Who knows? It might be for the better. Luckily, we've got your name on file, Flare. Thanks. My name's Cat. It's nice to meet you. You're the star of our new show, Find Love or Die Trying. Let me get you up to speed. This again. This cycle again. Exactly, how on earth did I get into this mess? I'm somehow stuck in an island in the middle of nowhere in an insane dating show from hell. From what Kat said, I'm dead mate if I can't finish a show with a fiancé or if the ratings aren't high enough. None of the girls on the show know the truth, and if they found out, they'd kill all of us. Why couldn't I wake up with no memories in a regular hospital like a regular drama protagonist? At least the girls seem nice. Allie's quite the something. Something tells you she'll be hard to keep up with, and that's not just from losing a race to her in the field. Scarlett's interesting. I've still got no idea if she was trying to read the magazine or the book hiding it. I'll figure that out later. Tara marches to the beat of her own drum, I like that. Violet's cool but intimidating as hell. I'm pretty sure she was about to cook one of her brothers for dinner. Then there's Yui. She seemed like a really sweet girl. Something about her is so familiar. She said she knew me from before. I'll have to ask her about what I was like before as soon as I can. Exactly, what kind of person was I like? But for now, the show must go on. And that's why Flare is the perfect soulmate for each of you. I'm sorry. You just drew a bunch of numbers and symbols that don't mean anything. This again, it's like the BS math they show on screen in a movie. And you're late to the party, Flare. Thanks. Okay, let's get us back to reality in our torture chamber. Now that we're all together, it's time to explain the rules of this show. Flare, one of the 5 lovely women here is your soulmate. You'll get to know 3 of them over the next 9 days. Over 3 dates with each of them. 9 days? What is going on now? So I've got 10 days to save my life. So without further ado, who do you want to spend time with? Wait, I have to choose already? I haven't even had the chance to really talk with any of them yet. Don't think of it that way. Think of it as, who do you want to talk to the most right now? Right. I guess I have to spend today's alone time with... Hold on just a second. I forgot to tell you something pretty important. She pulled me aside. Thanks. What is this now? It should be far enough. So the girls think you'll be asking any of the 5 of them for a date. But really, I only want you to be asking 3 of them. Basically everybody but Violet and Scarlet. Why? Why is that? Let's just say we think we'll be getting higher ratings that way. And you know how important it is to get high ratings, right? I don't really have a choice, do I? Nope, glad we're on the same page, Flare. So without further ado... Who do you want to go on your first date with? Bloody hell. Yui. Alright, we'll make it happen, thanks. Where on earth is this going towards? Because it feels like we're repeating a cycle of some kind. And we didn't really get to an ending of per se. And now it's extended from 7 to 10 days? I am honestly so confused as to what's going on right now. So, if anybody that's completed this game already can provide me with some details to what's going on, because this feels like a cycle repeat in some ways, but we've got more days, and somehow, some way, we're gonna have the same outcome as last time, possibly. So that, folks, is where we're going to end off today's scenario, where we are going to be having a nice time with Yui. Thank you all so much for watching, and see you all in the next time of Find Love or Die Trying, where we already died, but somehow we're alive. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.